everybody, welcome back to Regina's World. Okay, you know what today is Storytime Monday, which is one of my favorite days of the week. Why? Because I get to tell personal stories that has happened to me and I get to share it with the audience. Okay, and this week's story time is about different times I went to jail, how it's like to be in jail, and the repercussions of me going to jail. So, if you're interested in the video and interested in watching, continue to watch, and don't forget to comment. Excuse me. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel. Come on, do it now. Support a small YouTuber who's trying to grow. Let's support each other, shall we? If you're watching this video, then you like my content, right? You find me kind of interesting. So support your girl and subscribe to the channel below, okay? So enough chit chatter, let's get into this video. All right, guys, so the first time I ever went to jail, I was probably like 16 or 17. I was around 16 or 17 years old. I was still living in Missouri. And this is what happened. Okay, so I had an apartment, and I had no furniture in this apartment. I had a neighbor who was selling a dining room table set I loved for $500. I got the $500 from my sister. She was living in Vegas at the time before I moved out here. She sent me the $500 to get the dining room set. She was coming in town. So I gave the lady the $500 and she didn't give me the product. So I got pretty stressed out because I knew my sister was coming, and how can I explain to her that you gave me $500, someone scams me, took the money, and I didn't get the product. So I panicked, and I went to her and I was like, when can I get the furniture? And she's like, I'm going out of town, blah, 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 blah. I'm like, I'm fine. In my mind, I'm like, fine. If you're going out of town, I'm getting my fucking property. So she left. She went out of town. I broke into her home. I dragged the dining room set and the chairs up to my apartment, and the security guard saw me and had to call the police. So ensues, I go to jail for burglary to the second degree, which means because there was nothing in writing stating that we had this contract, which learning lesson, she got away with my $500 and got away with not giving me the dining room set, and I got kicked out of my apartment, and I went to jail. So I was hot, right? So I called my sister before she even came to Vegas to let her know that I was in jail or whatever. My sister bonded me out. She came in town, and I don't even remember what happened. I think I moved back in with my other sister because they kicked me out of my apartment because I, broke in, entered into somebody else's apartment. So they 86 me off of my property, which it wasn't my property, but the property that I lived on, they 86 me off of. So that made me even madder. So I came back over there twice. They kept calling the police on me twice, and they put, I had this thing, hanging over my head, burglary to the second. Every time I came on the property, I was trying to fight the lady and her family because they scammed me out of my money and my dining room set, and I was pissed. So every time I went over there, I was ready to fight every single time. Yeah, give me my motherfucking money or give me my dining room set. So they end up getting away with it, because my sister was like, just fuck it and just leave it alone, you dumb bitch, before your ass go to jail for a long period of time and I can't get your ass out. So eventually I had left it alone. I had moved back in with my other sister on the north side. But with that being said, I went to jail. But then I was a minor, so I didn't stay in jail very long. I think I was only in jail for a night, and then my sister got me out. And then that was the end of that. So I didn't get any record or anything from that. Thank God, right? So moving out here to Vegas, this is when my records became, the real deal. I actually started, getting records and shit when I moved out to Vegas. So again, I was a hothead. I was a hothead when I was young and whatever. So I come out here to Sin City out of all the places. And, our first time, I was still going to jail for traffic tickets or whatever. And, driving around without no license or no no insurance or whatever. And if FYI for anybody who decides to come to Vegas, this isn't like California. California is more lenient to people who's driving vehicles, need insurance and etc. Vegas is not like that. If you move to Vegas, be aware that if you come out here, they are on you like white on rice for having insurance and stuff on your car. They will tow that motherfucker. They will take you to jail. FYI, just for future, just to let you know. Vegas don't play about that shit. So I was going to jail back and forth for that reason, at the beginning. And then I started going to jail for fighting and things like that. And then my domestic violence, I ended up going to jail for that shit too. The situation of me going to jail for that one, I remember, was me and my baby father. We was living with my brothers. We was living in my brother, and we were fighting about something. I don't remember exactly what the heck we was fighting about, but I ran to the payphone because I didn't have a phone, and the payphone was right at the corner. I went to the payphone to call the police. The police come. They interview both of us, and then they say to me, "Well, ma'am, it looks like you're the one you was the aggressor because he got the scratches." I said, "I'm the one who called you." He said, "Well, he got the scratches, so you got to go to jail." And that was the first time I was ever booked. It was the first time I was ever booked for domestic violence and charged for domestic violence. So learn, lesson learned. It's not always going to go your way when you call the cops. And with the last time I went to jail for traffic tickets, I knew that it was a possibility. I had a warrant out for my arrest. We had two cars. I was with my ex-boyfriend. We had the same car. It was a Ford Focus. I had the coupe. He had the regular car. But my car was with my brother because on the weekends I didn't drive my car because I was always with my ex-boyfriend. So this particular day he didn't bring my car back on time. My ex-boyfriend had to go to work, but his car and tags was all jacked up. So I was like, I'm not going too far. I'm just going around the corner. I knew I had a warrant. I knew his car was all messed up and stuff. Tags wasn't right. But I still took the chance to drive around the corner. Big mistake. I drove around this corner to Smith, went into Smith's, got everything that I needed, was driving on the cell phone, letting them know as I'm leaving the parking lot, I'm on the way home. I'm hanging up the phone. By the time I get on the street, the police gets behind me, pulls me over. I knew instantly I'm going to jail for two reasons, because I have a warrant and his car and tags and everything is messed up. So, run my plate, all that stuff. They asked me for my name and all that, and I just told them, just book me when you're ready. And they was like, why? I said, because I know I have warrants and I know you're going to arrest me anyway. So I'm not here to fight. So eventually that's exactly what they did. He called me and I'm letting him know that I'm finna go to jail. He like, quit playing, bring me my car, I gotta go to work. I'm like, not playing. He thought I was playing. He called back. He said, what are you taking you so long? I need to go to work. I said, because I already told you I am getting locked up, right? So he panicked. He's walking around the corner. He's trying to get his car, but it's too late. The car is already getting taken off on the thingy, whatever you call it, tow truck. Yeah, his car is already getting taken off on the tow truck. So he's not, he's more concerned at this point for me over his car, which is how boyfriend's supposed to be, But and he had my kids, so he had his own stressors at home because he had to deal with the kids while I am going to work, and he's trying to figure out how to deal with this situation while I'm in jail. And both of my sisters think I was in town to help him maneuver this situation, because this was the first time he ever had to deal with the kids by himself. And he felt what it was like to be a single parent without me in the household, and he freaked the heck out. So but yes, so that's the reason why I went to jail the last time, for the no traffic tickets, driving a car that I shouldn't have been driving with warrants, and I ended up in jail. Ended up in jail again for domestic violence, for fighting my baby daddy. Called the cops. I ended up going to jail because they said he had the scratches and I was the aggressor. And the first time ever me going to jail was in St. Louis, because I did burglary to the second I stole some furniture. Okay. So, what it's like, how the process is when you're actually in jail, how it is, what it's like, So, let me just tell you a little bit. So, what it's like when you actually get booked. So, this is how it goes. All right. So, of course, you get handcuffed. Put your hands behind your back. You get handcuffed the whole nine. They put you in the squat. First, let me say, is the cuffs necessary for certain situations? Like, I get it if somebody's irate and they trying to fight you, trying to calm down or whatever, they on drugs or whatever, you need to restrain them. But if somebody like myself who's willingly saying, here, lock me up, do I need the handcuffs? And my arms is pretty short, so doing this hurts for a long period of time, and you're sitting in an uncomfortable back seat and you can't move and your hands is confined, and then that stuff hurts after a long period of time. Is it necessary, my cop friends out there? So then they drive you to the police station, you get into this, you go into the booking area, they take it off your wrist and then put you in a chair and then hook you up to the chair. They put the handcuffs from your wrist to your ankles and hook you up to the chair. And then you're sitting there and watching all the other criminals throughout the night get, drang in, just like yourself. The same situation. We're all in this booking area, and then you're sitting there for about an hour or two waiting for your name to be called, and then when they finally call your name, you go into the holding cell where everybody else is. This is like a 12-hour holding period where you're getting your fingerprints done, you're getting what else you're getting? If you have wigs or weaves on, they're telling you to take it off. They're taking your picture. They're taking they put in all your belongings if you have any in the personal bag, so when you get released they give it back to you. So this is what's happening during this holding cell time, and for this 12 hours that you're in there, you can either get bailed out by someone or you're going upstairs, and usually out here in Vegas, it's funny, for the prostitutes get locked up all the time, but they're the first ones to get released because they pimp scum and bail them out. So in the holding cell, you get a phone in there, and that's the free calls that you can use. Call as many people as you want to get you up out of jail during this 12-hour holding cell period. But the prostitutes literally come in and be out in the next few hours, you know what I mean? But if you're not lucky enough to have somebody who's going to bail you out, then you in there for 12 hours. They give you you on this bench, and this bench is like probably this thick and it's kind of long, but that's all you got to sleep on for the 12 hours. They give you a sandwich and some milk for something to eat, and then you move on to the other part where you actually finna get booked and get sent to your cell. So they move you from there. Then you go into this place where they strip search you and make sure you don't have anything. Your weave is already gone. They tell you to take all that stuff off so they can only see your natural braids or whatever it is, your natural hair. That's what they want to see. And then they make you cough in the little bathroom with the female officer. Make sure you're not hiding anything. And then they put you on an orange jumpsuit. Who told them that orange is the color for jail? Who said that? Give them an orange, ugly ass jumpsuit. Who told them that? Okay, so now you have to wear this orange ass, ugly ass jumpsuit. Them little socks with the things at the bottom. Well, I kind of like those socks. And then they give you like sandals to shower shoes. And then they give you like a toothbrush, a little hygiene kit that you take upstairs with you into your thing. And then they tell you to grab a mattress. The mattress is like this thick. That's what you're sleeping on for your remainder time of being in jail. So you get your mattress, you have your little kit, you got your orange suit on, you line up in a line, and then they walk you to your little area that you're gonna be in. And then you get there, then they tell you which room is yours, which cell is yours. You have 4 roommates. Now, for those who never been in jail, I'm going to tell you now, be nice to your roommates, because depending on how long you're going to be there, them are the people that's going to protect you while you're in there. You become friends with the people that you're in the cell with, because you're going to need those people. Those people know the ropes. They've been there longer than you. They might have a longer time to be there than you. So be nice to your roommates, because those people are going to have your back. And most people who's never been in jail don't realize there's one toilet that you use in the cell, and that toilet is for you to piss and shit and everything else. And you have no privacy. So many people like, I'm not gonna use that bathroom. You're gonna have to get on them nerves and use that bathroom, because where else you gonna use it? There ain't no other bathrooms around. You just can't walk down the hall and say, I want to use this private bathroom. No, there's a toilet in your room that you use. So what I used to do, if it wasn't a pee thing, if I had a poop, I would just literally wait until we have like free time. Everybody's out of the room. I'll go upstairs and have a shit. And then, I'm not disturbing anyone. I'm not offending anyone, because I'm by myself. You know what I mean? But when it's pee, you just get up and pee, do the thing, you hop back in bed. But being in the cell is a fucking warfare to your mind, because like you're not used to being caged like that in such a small space. It's smaller than your own bedroom, like it's such a small space and confined. You cannot leave this small area until they tell you to. You are the property of the state at this period of time in your life. Like you have no what is it? No laws, no rules for yourself, whatever it's called. Those are strict. Like you are told what to do, how to eat, when to eat. You told everything while you're in prison. So, you know, all your freedom is gone. So, you come friends with your roommate. Meals is ridiculous, because who eats this early in the morning? Breakfast is like at, what time was breakfast? 4 o'clock in the morning, I believe. I never ate breakfast because I'm not a morning person. You're not going to get me up at 4 o'clock in the morning to fucking eat. Lunch was like around noon, so I may eat a little something for lunch, depending on what it was. If I didn't, I always just pass it on to people, because the jail food is disgusting. And then you have dinner, which was around 3 or 4 o'clock in the evening. I might eat a little dinner depending on what it was. The one thing I did all the time was just take a shower, because there was nothing else to do. Like every time they gave you free time, and it was like twice or something throughout the day, by the hour or too long, I just go take a shower, then go watch a movie. And because once after dinner, then they give you your free time, and then your movie is over, then they say lockdown, you have to go back to your cell, they cut the lights off, and you gotta go to sleep. Like it was just a nightmare. And the longer you in there, the longer it feels that you are like, days are passing you by. Like I get it why men that be in jail be looking for people to stay in contact with them and talk to them and all that stuff, because you feel like the world will have forgot about you when you are in prison. Ain't nobody thinking about you in there. Like one day feels like one fucking month. 1 month feels like one fucking year. The longest I had to be in jail was 1 week, and that 1 week felt like forever. Like, because that's the longest I had to do in domestic violence. Like if somebody didn't bail me out within the first couple of hours, I had pretty much did OR, which is on your own recognizance, because I think that's what it's called. And then you have to go in front of a judge, and the judge tells you that, you know, you plead guilty for what it is, or not guilty, or not contested, or whatever the stuff is. And then the judge tells you you'll be released or whatever on this day and this time or whatever. So you go back to your cell after your court date, after you get your own release date and stuff, and then you pretty much wait until your name get called, and they take forever to get you up out of there. Like you can see the judge at 7 in the morning. You ain't leaving until 7, 8 at night. You're still there the entire day trying to be like, when are they gonna freaking call my name? So they finally calls your name, and then you have to pack up everything that you already got, pack it all back up, get all back in the line, get all your stuff, go back into where you came from, return everything, and then they give you your property. They put you in this van, and then they give you your release papers. They put you in this van, they drive you off down somewhere downtown, and then they just like, there you go, you're released. And you're like, you don't have no phone, you don't have no way to contact anybody, so you have to ask somebody on the street, can I use your phone really quick, so somebody can come pick you up or whatever. And it was always a group of us who used to get out of jail, who used to smoke or drink, so we used to go straight to the liquor store or the gas station or something, get something to smoke on, get a Black and Mild, get something to drink, because we've been in jail for God knows how long at this point. We need, you know, something to smoke. So I used to smoke Black and Milds at that period of time, and that first puff used to be like, oh God, I needed that. like so yeah, that's what it's like to be in prison. I mean, well, in jail. I've never been in prison. I've been to the county jail, and it really sucks. And you know, I don't ever want anybody to go to jail or think jail is cool, because it is not. It is not fun. It is not the place to be. You know, it's a learning lesson. It may happen to you once in your lifetime. You know, it may happen at some point in your lifetime. You might go to jail for some kind of reason. But this is just to inform you of what it's going to be like, what you expect if you ever go to jail. With domestic violence, like there is a consequence to having being hot-headed and getting a record for stuff like that. There is a consequence, and my consequence has followed me. This stuff happened to me in my 20s. I am going to be 36 in January, and I still have to deal with the consequences of my actions back in the day. You know, so that record of mine has followed me and haunted me for many, many years. But I never let it stop me, even though it gave me roadblocks to deal with. Like, so my last job, I was a CNA for a long time, and I loved my job, actually. I really did. I loved what I did. But that one thing hindered me from being able to, like, work back with, you know, nursing homes and things like that, because that was on my CNA license, and that little incident made my record like a liability. I was a liability anytime they pulled my CNA license in a facility, and they was like, you cannot work around elderly or people like that because of, you know, I have a bad attitude or something like that. So, you know, they assumed that I was going to do something to their residents or whatever. So it became a hindrance to me in my professional life in certain professions. So I had to move out of the profession that I love so dearly to still being in the medical field, but I can't do that anymore unless I do my private duty, which I do now on the weekends, do home health care. Home health care is a little different, you know, so I can still do what I love to do and be hands-on with patients and stuff, but I can't do it in a facility, only on home health care. So any other of my professions that I've gathered over the years of doing home health, phlebotomy and things like that, it doesn't affect me. Right? But CNA or nursing or anything like that, it does. So just know, if you ever get a domestic violence charge, that is something you're going to have to deal with, even if you seal your record. Something I never done, which I think I still might do at some point, is seal my record and see if that still hinders me in the future. Because people, even if your record is sealed, then they might want to know, why is it sealed? You know what I mean? So I don't think I will be able to get around this, but I have figured out a way to deal with it and live with it and find professions that doesn't affect me. But no, if you do have a record, or you do get a record like mine, and you live someplace like Las Vegas where that specific crime is a big crime, just know that you will have something to deal with in the future. So whatever you do in your 20s or your teens, it will follow you. You may feel that you have the world at your feet, you know, you have the world to live, but if you make mistakes like that and get yourself arrested and get records and things, you will have that to deal with in the future. Just letting you know from someone who's had the experience and who's dealt with this for many, many years. Okay, so so I have not been to jail in a very, very long time. I don't plan on going back to jail ever. I don't think they need to see me. They haven't seen me in over 10 years, hopefully, and I don't plan on ever going back to jail for any reason whatsoever. So, but that is my story time of me going to jail, what it was like being in jail, what to expect when you get to jail, and the aftermath of me going to jail and what it cost me and things like that. So this was a quick little story time. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe to this channel, and follow me on my social media, Keyshawn Maurice Robinson on Facebook, and Sleepless and LVNV on Instagram. All right, guys, see you in the next vlog. Bye.